Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tark Talks, the show where I look at news from last month, proclaim that it's not news, and then continue to comment on it like it's news anyway. It's really quite a show. All the most hype non-reactions from a cynic who's so passive it actually seems like he just doesn't care. That's me, your host, Tarks Gauntlet. So welcome to the tumor, folks. Let's get this ball rolling. First thing I want to talk about is Yakuza. We got two big pieces of info here. First, Yakuza 3 and 4 and 5 are all getting HD remakes for the PlayStation 4. All three are releasing at different times and going up for sale on PSN as they finish. Once all three of them are done, they'll be bundled together in a single package with 2 Blu-ray discs and sold as a set. I'm 100% down for this. Once these are done, all current mainline entries will be available on a single system, and that's just a damn beautiful thing. Next, we have Yakuza 7. Yakuza 7's development is well enough underway that we've been graced with a gameplay trailer, and it raised some eyebrows. So it turns out that Yakuza 7 is going to be a full-on turn-based RPG. I mean, I'm here for it, but I feel like this kind of change in formula should make the game a spin-off, not a mainline entry. This could cause a divide in the fanbase and see old fans leave as new fans join. I know most of us will stay with Yakuza no matter how it plays, so long as the storytelling stays strong, but there is a good slice of people who absolutely will not touch turn-based games in any capacity, and they might make up a fair slice of the Yakuza fanbase. That said, the little bit that I've seen of the game looks awesome. Just seeing how your characters still have to move around in a real field to launch their attacks and that enemies can interact with you as you move seems really cool. It kind of reminds me of Divinity Original Sin in a way. Also, we got new characters and new locations, which is much overdue. This is likely a day one purchase for me. Moving right along, the face of gaming worldwide found himself in a bit of a fun situation. After making the move from Twitch over to Mixer, Tyler Ninja Blevins found his Twitch account was, in a way, compromised by none other than Twitch themselves. I don't really keep up to date with this guy and I don't really care too much about what he's doing, but I found the story just a little bit funny. Since Tyler's channel was inactive, Twitch saw fit to use his landing page to promote other ongoing streams. One of the streams that appeared here was just a straight stream of hardcore pornography. And really, nothing else could sum up the internet in a better way. If ever there is a hole on the internet, it is the duty of porn to see it filled. Tyler left a hole when he left Twitch, so one should, of course, expect to find porn has taken its place. It's Mother Nature at its most basic. We also have a bit of a funny story surrounding the PlayStation 5 Devkits. A blueprint surfaced online, and though speculation was running high, corroboration was running low. That is, of course, until one developer by the name of Matthew Stott chimed in, saying, "Yeah, that's a Devkit." His account was quickly terminated following this, and many are speculating that his brazen aloofness got him in trouble at work, and keeping himself offline was the best way for him to keep his job secure. Either way, it seems we know that this is a dev kit now. Reactions to the dev kit design have been mixed, but I'm personally hoping it doesn't look like this at release. It's a little too fancy for a Sony console given their history of minimalist designs. I don't hate the way it looks, it's just not what I want on my shelf, even though the airflow for the system looks really great. And though none of these stories were exactly big, we're just gonna jump into some smaller stuff now. We got a new story trailer for Trails of Cold Steel 3, and I almost squeed like a schoolgirl hearing the dialogue at the beginning.
Even if it seems impossible, you just need to struggle and struggle and keep struggling and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle until you overcome it.
So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. Now, a while back, I'd done a waifuware video on Tranquility Games. I showed 3 of their games in a short video and wasn't exactly the most kind to them, going so far as to even question the business model, but also stating that if it's working for them, then all the power to them. Well, it turns out that that business is one person who is still learning how to make games. They reached out to me on Discord and thanked me for the coverage, despite how critical it was. They then gave me 10 Steam keys for their games to give away, and you definitely can't argue with free. I don't know which games in particular these are for, but the first 10 people to DM me on Twitter requesting a key, I will give you one, and then tweet when all 10 keys are gone. And please don't hesitate to ask for one. I swear to God, I won't think that you're just being greedy. He's also got a new game coming out called Cat Girl Lover, so at least go check out the store page for that. I mean, with a name like that, it's gotta at least pique your interest, right? I also want to use this moment to give a shout out to Smash JT and promote his channel here. He runs a news and commentary channel focused mainly on gaming, and if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have a Tark Talks this month. I was up to my eyeballs in shit and missed most of what's going on, so I reached out to him the other night and told him I need a rundown on the events of the month for the show, and he delivered without a single need for recompense. So thank you, Smash JT, your support and your help as always is greatly appreciated. And for the people watching this, spam thank you Smash JT in the chat below, just so he can show up here and see all those comments and just go, For the games coming out this September, we got, of course, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I might not buy this immediately, but it'll be an eventually game at the very least. If you never played Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch before, that is also getting a re-release. Though I'm not the biggest fan of the game, I do think the first 5 in the last 10 hours make it worth the play. We got the re-release and definitive edition of Dragon Quest XI on the Nintendo Switch, as well as Demon X Machina, Code Vein, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and Borderlands. This is definitely a packed month, and it's one of those months where you're going to have to pick and choose what you're going to play, because there's no way we're going to play them all. Now, let's move back into some shit. And when I say some shit, I mean some shit. ProJared entered the news again. Last time this happened, I stated that the news he was involved with wasn't any of my business, and I didn't really have any business covering it. The shit between him, his ex-wife, and allegations made towards him, completely absent proof, amounted to absolutely nothing of fact or value for me to comment on. Well, he has finally broken his silence and gave his side of the story, and again, for the vast majority of it, it remains as much a non-story as it was before. Allegations that nobody should have put stock in were shown to have no value, and the rest of the story is still a story nobody but him and the people involved with should be having any say in. And so the song to me remains the same. I just want to take this opportunity to call for some sanity from some folks online. Hate mobs are rampant. This is nothing new. But the complete lack of self-awareness and arrogance seen on display from some people is downright sickening. If your take on a situation begins with, "I haven't watched this video yet, but," or "I haven't heard what she has to say yet, but," I don't care what the rest of the sentence is going to be. Starting off that way with an admission of ignorance is a good sign that it's probably time to shut the hell up. I don't care where anybody's opinion on this matter lies. Just make sure that the opinion is educated. Otherwise, you're clearly just using the situation to weigh in on something that doesn't concern you, and you're just trying to get clicks and clout. You don't care about the truth or conversation. You're just feeding your ego at that point, and I personally think it's gross. So if I can call for any sanity at all, please, just everybody relax. But while we're on the topic of egos, the reason I was so busy this month is because I wifed my woman. I have now acquired my waifu for lifeu. That's right, I own her because women are property and I'm a man. I won't lie, I was scared as hell going into the wedding because we wrote our own vows, and I don't know what the hell the difference between vows and a speech that makes promises is, but it all worked out in the end. Some of you have seen my wife in my videos, or on Twitter, and you undoubtedly heard me say my fiance on several occasions. Well, no more. It is wife now. Granted, this isn't gonna change anything, life still soldiers on like normal, and it's not like my ego is really that big. Although I do have to stop watching anime now, and I have to stop playing those fan service games, but let's face it guys, those things are for virgins anyway, and I'm above that now. But that's where I'm gonna end the show for today, guys. If you guys like the video, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, Twitter, Patreon, all that stuff's in the description below. Whatever, as long as you tune back in next month for the next episode of Husbando Tark Talks. I'll be glad to see you again, as always, folks. Thanks for watching.